Welcome to Party and Chat, your weekly recap of our Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. Watch us live at twitch.tv/Neon. It's done! We saved the world!
Silence. For the first time in a long time, your thoughts are entirely alone. And then, gravity.
Not gravity!
Oh shit, forgot about science.
We did.
Oh boy,
Beat
well,
another brain.
where do we even start? I mean, there isn't many things to be said, considering that it was mostly 2 hours of fighting, pretty much. But we did it. We stopped the Nether Brain and the Emperor. And oh my god, very cool fight. We beat the Nether Brain. Actually, the Nether Brain told us to come over, pretty much. It's like, you know what, you're persistent. Fine, I'll give you a fight. I mean, this is essentially what happened, right? It's literally told us, yeah, sure, come over, we'll fight. And then the Emperor was up there like, sup, I was waiting for you, it's time to finally close this chapter. And we kicked his ass.
Quite comfortably.
Yeah. I'm just going to mention it, during that entire boss fight, I didn't take a single point of damage. Not a single point of damage. Not even the temporary HP shield. Like, I took nothing.
Yeah.
I'd like to say I also didn't take any damage until I fell out of the map.
Bye, Bonk. Bonk has been deleted
Dead.
from the face of the earth.
Yeah. Where's my... Oh, there's my soul.
Yeah. Yeah. Bonk had a little sleep after crossing through the portal. I felt that was a bit unfair, I guess. Kind of like the game kind of put you literally where the thing was about to disappear. Morphos went to alpha HP, Chenza went down to alpha HP. A lot of our allies died.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the unnamed soldiers who sacrificed themselves.
Yeah.
Damalin and Isabel, we kept them safe, and that's all that matters to me.
True. Could have summoned them for the last battle, but we didn't.
No. They've done enough. Well, to be fair, so have we, but we're the main characters, so...
To be
Yeah.
fair, yeah. And shout out to the prince who did follow his role until the end.
Yeah, Orpheus, MVP.
Obvious. He clearly the MVP.
Yeah.
Sacrificed himself for the cause. It was
Allowed Lae'zel to take the mantle.
But first, Lae'zel, I need your promise. Carry my hope. Carry my burden. Call my dragons, Kulos and Kuthos, and ride to the Astral Sea. Destroy Vlaakith. Release our people. Be our future and our legacy.
Yeah, we don't agree, I think.
Yeah.
You should do this, Lae'zel. Your people need you.
Yeah.
They
It
really
will
do.
be done. I will never be free while my people are still bound by Vlaakith's chains.
Gave away his dragons, told her, go free your people. It is your job now. You have to take away Memento, as you said. Just go for it. That's what Lae'zel did. She left. She laid Faerun. She went back to the astral space with all the Githyanki's to wage war on Vlaakith. A very, very enjoyable ending for Lae'zel, I feel like. Considering just through recent thing that we didn't pretty much do any of the companions' quests, I feel like that's still a very enjoyable ending for Lae'zel.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Karlak, same thing. She went back to Avernus with Will. Was surprised that Will offered to join her, honestly. But again, I feel like it's a great ending for both of them. Because Will's essential plan after saving Baldur's Gate was to go back on the road and help people, pretty much. So to see him say, fuck it, I'm going back to Avernus with Karlak until we can figure out a way to bring her back to Faerun. That was unexpected, but again, loved it. It's good to see like the group staying together.
Thought I was done with these.
Let's go!
That's queen shit, yeah.
But then, there was you.
Look at those two.
besties forever.
New buddy movie going.
Imps are fast, but careless. Don't let them tire you out. Just get rid of them. Don't forget,
The freaking music.
you asked for this.
Gale? Well, Gale is
Professor.
Gale. Professor Gale Nicarius. Teacher of illusion magic.
Yeah.
Only because I didn't want to give him more lessons, which I find amazing.
He wanted to teach it all, but they wouldn't allow him.
Exactly. It's like, I'm just going to teach all the... Look, I can clone myself, literally. I can teach multiple classes at once. Let me do it.
Think of the money they would have saved in employment.
Yeah. No, fuck off, Gale. Shut up. We don't your safe Baldur's Gate. Shut the fuck up. I feel like that's something he would mention in every lesson. Like every start of the semester. Hello, I'm Gil Dictarius, savior of Baldur's Gate. And I will be your teacher this semester. Every semester.
The first lesson when you write your name on the board, and he's just left it up there for the whole term.
Exactly. That's Gale, 100%.
Yeah.
But he did patch things up with Mistra. He reformatted the crown after we destroyed it. And he patched things up with Mistra and she removed the bomb from inside his chest. So that was great. Astarion, a bit less of a happy ending, I guess. He's back to being a regular vampire spawn. So he can't walk in the sun anymore, but...
Hardly. Good people don't spend as much time lurking in the dark as I do. You know, it's funny. At first, I thought I was trapped by the shadows, cursed to live in them forever. But in time, I realized that darkness is as much a part of me as my fangs. This is only a curse as long as I refuse to embrace the shadows. So, I decided I would. I decided not to be defined by the choices other people made, by what other people did to me.
Yes, King.
My
We'd
past
love that
may
for
be
you.
done. But my present, my future, they're mine.
Yes.
Beautiful.
This is who I am, in all my glory, for better and for worse.
Well, I love it. You're doing well.
He insisted that he was very happy. He found a goal, I guess, by helping other people.
Yeah.
Instead of like mourning about his fate and everything, he decided to kill the right people. That's what he said. Yeah, he seems very happy about it, so that's great to see. Even though it's not a very enviable fate, at least he's enjoying it and he's happy. Misk and Jaira, well, actually, let's speak them separately because Jaira has basically been helping rebuild Baldur's Gate. She didn't have much else to share. Mint got into trouble. Like, we haven't seen Mint for 6 months and he was about to be executed, so... yeah. I'm not sure we should leave him alone at any point, honestly. It's just... yeah, we probably shouldn't leave him alone. But yeah, we got new some Lae'zel. She's still waging war 6 months later, finding new allies and everything. I'm sure she'll do great. It's not done yet. Everything is very open. Lae'zel's quest is not done. Karlach has found clues on maybe a forge where she can either rebuild her engine or repair it. A lot of open...
I mean, that's 2 obvious adventures that we could be asked to join them on. We need your help.
I would totally see like a small DLC where we go back to Avernus with Karlach to go over.
Yeah.
Not super long, you know, but just like a few hours.
Yeah,
would
same
be
with
like-
Lae'zel.
Yeah, just a small DLC. I would love to go kick Blackie's face, to be fair.
Yeah, same.
Even Wizard just says, look, this is like a temporary respite, and she will get cold again. But yeah, to me, the biggest plot point is that very cinematic at the end, where he tells the 3 dev gods that they have been idiots, and that they messed up, and I'm like, did they though? Was it not part of the plan? It's a bit crazy that first of all they decide to ally themselves, which is apparently unheard of, that like those 3 gods have decided to ally with each other. Point number 1. Point number 2, that they didn't know that those souls would get lost by the Illithids. Feels like surely they knew, surely there is another plot down there that Weavers is just too full of himself to realize. Because this seems too big. I don't know, it just seems way too big to just be a thing. So yeah, maybe a potential other quest.
Yeah,
But yeah,
don't know
there
who
is a
that
lot
was.
of potential future adventures waiting. I did tell Wizards that I feel like there is a lot of unfinished things that we did. As I mentioned, Arabella. What happened to Arabella? She was like, "I'll be here."
Explained.
Nothing's explained. She just vanished from the face of the earth. Alcine. What happened to Alcine? He stayed behind. The end.
He was fighting the was it the shadow or
Yeah, the
curse,
shadow
whatever
curse.
it was. Shadow
But-
curse.
We've dealt with everything over there pretty much, so maybe it's free now, who knows? Do we want to do favorite moment of the session or not? Because as I said, like there was just one giant fight. So I'm not sure
Yeah.
it's really worth mentioning anything in
No.
particular.
If anyone had
Yeah.
anything in particular, but I don't think
But
we all need to.
I think what we can do is, who was your favorite NPC? And who
Your
was your...
NPC.
Yeah, actually I have two. Who was your favorite, like, neutral or friendly NPC? And who was your favorite bad guy? I mean, I can start. I think a lot of us will
Yep.
agree on this one, but favorite NPC, Damien. I did set
Yeah,
up
that's
this
my one
but like
as well.
from like the first time you meet her when she
Yeah.
transforms, it's absolutely
it's just
badass.
epic.
Yeah.
It's just epic.
When we met Lord Akan in the tower, and she's just like, "I am unbroken," and she just slaps it. She just breaks him in half like a twig on her knee, and it's just like, "Oh my god!" Definition of badass.
Yeah, she's definitely my favorite.
She's well written, she's enjoyable, like straight away you meet her, like, okay, I like her. Like she comes help you in the boss fight against Mercure, she's there like all the time. She's also funny by moment by being just a brute in general. It makes it a bit funny, especially when like the contrast with Isabel. Isabel is very, you know, like calm and posed, and she's like, yeah, she speaks slowly and everything, and then you're damnably just shouting in the back. Favorite bad guy? Again, it would probably be an very obvious loss. At least for me, Raphael, just because of the constant bickering that I had with Raphael through the entire game. I feel like Castian and Raphael had a very special relationship for the whole game. I don't know, like, he's an arch devil, but Raphael felt very human in a way.
Yeah.
Like he's just like ambitious. He's a bit like a kind of a minor devil, so kind of want to find his place and everything. Like he felt very human. Like when we meet him just before going into the Temple of Shar, he's actually practicing his speech before we arrive. Like if you sneak and move around the camera, he's actually in front of the door practicing his speech to us. It's like small things like that. Like the fact like when we invite the House of Hope, he's actually flustered. You can see that he's actually like, shit, I actually didn't plan for this. And he's getting like legitimately angry. It's not like angry like he's playing angry. He's actually like legitimately like, fuck, what am I doing? What do I do now? Because he thought he had a plan. He thought like we had an understanding, and suddenly we are breaking his plan. He's like, what do I do now? What the fuck? I mean, plus he has the best. He is the only boss with a theme song in the game. So that's a plus. But yeah, just in general, I feel like, again, it's a bad guy that was with us the whole time. Again, a well-developed character. Like when we found out that and that he had this plan all along of like telling him that he needed to kill all the knights, and then he split all the knights into tiny rats. The Yorgir couldn't control his contract. Like all those little things that makes him really like, this guy is an asshole. Like to me, that's what makes him like a great bad guy. He's just like he's a great bad guy. Anyway, that was me.
Okay,
Let's do the
Chanzira.
next. Sure, let's go in order. Let's do Chanzira, Morphos, Brook.
Yeah, I can do that. So I think my favorite would be the same in terms of like the kind of like good NPC. Like Dame Aelin, as you said, was just like absolutely amazing. But like overall, I simped for their relationship. Like they are an OTP. So Isabel's kind of like a connection to that. But yeah, definitely Dame Aelin was very impressive. And I mean, shout out to, I always forget his name though, the guy that goes invisible and stabs, because he was Yurgir, because he was a good boy during our Raphael battle, and I will never forget that. That was a useful ally to have. I think we met like a great cast of characters, but Dame Aelin is definitely like my fave as well, and Isabel as an extension. But in terms of evil, like Raphael was great, but I think vibes-wise, my favorite was the surgeon and his band of nurses.
Yeah,
I thought they were kind of that was very like gothic horror, and I'm there for that. Like I love that shit. Like give
that
it
was
to me.
good.
So Yeah, so I really enjoyed that, even though like it wasn't like a necessarily super like big part of the game or anything. Like it was very much scratched an itch for me. I liked that, and I also like in my own run, I've done that and got an achievement for it where I've actually fought him. So that's quite an interesting fight as well. It's interesting to do it that way, but obviously in this run we persuaded him to just persuaded his nurses to just go bye-bye, and the same with him, because obviously Lady Shah.
Yeah. To be fair, I did fight him again, that same thing in my other playthrough, and he is a pretty hard boss fight. If you go fighting straight away, he's a pretty hard boss fight.
Yeah.
Good shout. That's a good pick.
Yeah, that's a very good pick. Yeah.
Well, Morpos?
Yeah, some of my favourites, like I said earlier, was Dame Aelin. Just that whole scene where we freed her was just so epic. It was one of the few moments that really kind of made me get goosebumpy.
The fight with Keferic at the top of the tower when she says she flies around the tower, setting fire to everything. Just like,
yeah. I mean, it's just so bad.
Pretty much every time she shows up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and obviously Isabel in tow, but yeah, mainly Dame Aelin. But for villain, I mean, I quite like Orin. Because she once we obviously did her whole like storyline, she was quite an interesting character. Where I mean, from a childhood, she was batshit crazy, killed her mum. Even though you could argue it was self-defense, but I mean, based on what her grandfather said, she seemed to kind of enjoy it.
She was born and chosen of Valve, pretty much.
Yeah. So I think just that kind of backstory and how manipulative she was, where she was like transforming into just random people. You interact with her. Yeah, I thought that was quite cool. Not really a fan of her transformation though. That was a bit of a downgrade in my opinion, but you know. I
would have liked if maybe it came later into the fight. You know, if she had like multiple phases, like we fight her normally, or maybe she did some shit like shape-shifting into one of your ally in the middle of the fight or something. They could have done so many different things in this boss fight.
Yes, some really manipulative stuff.
Instead, she just straight away transformed into a ball spawn.
Yeah. I think she was probably my favorite villain, just from her backstory and just how manipulative she was with regards to like teasing everyone, and kind of with that whole in the circus with the whole love scene where she looked like she was trying to read if you were in love, and then it turns out that it was Orin and she's just messing with you.
Orin's pretty cool.
But yeah, that's my two.
Yeah, obvious favourites of Dame Aelin and Karlach for their kind of take on the world. But one I did really liked Halsin, but it was just a shame that we missed the bit so that we could actually get to, because for some reason in that bit he kind of ignores. Every time you go up to talk to him, he's like, "Oh, we've got stuff to do. Let's chat later." And then he just stayed in that zone. So it's a shame. Shame we didn't get to do anything, but
I feel like sadly again, like it's a lot to do with the fact that you can't take the companions anywhere with you. And it makes you miss a lot of the stories, and sadly Halsin is Halsin, and actually I've heard that Farah is also very much similar. Was like it's very easy to first not be able to recruit her even if you want to recruit her. Like even if you side with her in Act 1, apparently it's also very easy to still miss her in Act 2 and recruit her in Act 2.
So that was a shame. And then favorite bad guy was actually, well, not him himself, but Ketheric Thorn was interesting, but it was his like boss transformation was like the kind of the biggest epic kind of, well, at least the first kind of big epic boss fight transformation that kind of set the precedent for what I was expecting from some others and other boss fights and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
True. I mean, he's obviously a very like Thorn character. Like he did everything to save his daughter, and he sacrificed everything. And there is multiple occasions when you can try to persuade him to do the right thing, and you can actually see him like hesitate and be like, maybe they're right. Maybe I could go back to being a good person.
Yeah, I really like Ketheric too. I think you're right. There's like layers of humanity there. Like at the end of the day, he wanted to raise his daughter, and have his daughter with him, and he carried around that little note and stuff. It was very emotional.
But yeah, and then turned into the giant.
And then
like,
his boss fight is
Grim
very
Reaper.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, that
And it
brings
was-
me to like Kefleric is cool. His boss fight is amazing. I know we talked about it last time, but the other two shows that are just not as good.
I think it was also lucky. Obviously, it was the big transformation makes it feel much more big and epic compared to like
Gortash.
Gortash, who just kind of doesn't really do anything.
No.
But it helped in the fact that it was set so early in the game that you're still kind of new, and that it felt like an actual fight. Whereas when we got to Gortash and Orion, we were obviously pretty close. Well, I think Orion we were max level, but even with Gortash we were pretty close to max level. So it's just kind of
might have been max level for Gortash too, actually.
oh, okay,
Yeah, I feel like we haven't leveled up in like ages.
forever.
Oh yeah.
So
for,
yeah, I know they've
the
got a
last
kind
4
of
sessions, I think we've been max level.
yeah.
At least.
I know they've got to kind of hold back so that in case people don't like hit max level and they're fighting him at kind of 9 or 10 or something somehow.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean,
it's-
if you look at it, like when we went to fight Enser, the dragon, under the castle, this is a boss fight that we took way earlier than you're supposed to take. And we felt
okay.
it.
yeah.
You're basically supposed to fight the dragon after you save the Will's father from the prison.
Okay.
Well, like we fought it very, very early on, and we felt
Yeah.
like it. Like we died like 4 times during this boss fight or something. So yeah,
I enjoyed the challenge of it though. Like it was a
was
good
great,
challenge.
It was a challenge, and that's what I enjoy in D&D. Is like you have to be strategic about it. I feel like a lot of the fights towards the end were more like just fire everything you've got, and we'll just go through by pure like sheer power. Just like we just have a lot of powerful things now and powerful tools and everything. I barely casted any spells in that last fight. I think by the end I used maybe like, not counting the counter spell, I think I used maybe like 3 spell slot or 4 spell slot or something max. Not counting the counter spell. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, I think I still had all my things available. But also, I agree. I can imagine that you start to balance, but like, when the brain has like 400 HP, and like, I don't know, like most of my wizard spell to like 100 damage max, I feel like I could potentially just solo the boss in 4 turns, potentially.
Yeah.
It's a bit insane. Especially since the brain is not really that dangerous by itself. Like, all he did was destroy a bunch of platforms. Overall, I felt like Act 3 was just overall too easy.
Yeah, to be honest.
Outside of the dragon, I don't think that we've struggled at all to do anything. And it felt a bit too much like a walk in the park. There is a couple of things that I would like to see changed. I feel like like Orion again, I feel like she could have had like way more mechanics. Instead of just turning into a ball spawn and fighting you pretty much 1 versus 4. Like they could have done so many things different for this combat. Considering that she is a shapeshifter, that she has like another cult with her and everything. Like we just walked in and just walked like straight in front of her door and just started fighting, like basically in a duel against her. And I feel like Gortash kind of the same in a way. Like he's supposed to be like the cunning, like intelligent one, and that's why he has all his traps and everything. But first of all, you fight him in a tiny little room at the top of the tower, like he's hiding from us, like he's scared, which feels a bit like he's supposed to be the big bad guy. Why are you hiding in a tiny room on top of the tower? Like, come on, like fight us in like a big arena or something. Like fighting the robots in the factory was more impressive than fighting Gortash.
Yeah. Yeah,
because it was a big stage that had like multiple enemies with a lot of HPs, that had like mechanics that were scary and everything. Like Gortash on the mechanic is he has a big fist that takes an entire turn to fall down. That was really like the only person who got hit by it is Morphos because he actually wanted to stay under it to see what would happen.
Yeah.
That was very, very underwhelming. The last fights were cool. I would admit the last fight to go towards the brain. Again, I like big epic battle with a lot of enemies. Even if they tend to be a bit slow and take a while, because it's turn-based, that's still enjoyable. This is where you can use like all your big spells and your big explosion and everything. It's always a fun time. I think a lot of things could have been bigger and better. Like the arena on top of the brain, there is the red dragon that takes like a quarter of the arena. Could have seen more things. Because same thing, like we had all the things to summon our allies, but at the end of the day, we don't really need any of them. I feel like we could have done just as well without summoning any of them.
Maybe, and as I said, it helped like
Yeah, it's
distract
supposed to
some
balance
enemies for a
things
little
out if
bit.
you rushed the end of the game. Like if you don't know
Yeah.
idealize what and you rush. But if you build the difficulty of the game for the people who just rush towards the end, then yeah, you lose a bit of that challenge, and that's
And that's I can't remember what difficulty we played on, but there is obviously harder difficulties to make
There
those
is.
fights.
yeah. We played in the normal difficulty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now there is honor mode and there is legendary mode and honor mode. Honor mode, which is pretty scary because it does bring back legendary action to the bosses. So I'm very curious to see how that works because obviously, having played similar games before, we know that legendary actions are usually very, very spicy, and legendary
Yeah.
resistances too.
I would hope to think that the legendary actions would be handled a bit better in this game than the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember in Celeste that they were very frustrating, but yeah, overall we had fun. I think that was great.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
the conclusion is enjoyable. I just felt that like a lot of the last few sessions were just way too easy, and it took away a bit of that enjoyment of battle.
Yeah, I think it is good. And like Brooke said a second ago about that fight with the dragon and everything, was I think we would have been in far worse condition if we didn't call our allies because they took a lot of the distraction.
Yeah, they took like 2 dragon fires or something.
Yeah, exactly. So I think if we wouldn't have called anyone, I think it would have been a bit.
Yeah,
We'd have had to
basically,
heal and
take a bit of damage. They probably saved us
yeah.
like a turn or two, probably.
yeah.
But also it was
Yeah.
2 turns that I had to summon them instead of casting spells. So all in all, because yeah, that's also the thing. I feel like summoning allies should have been a bonus action. I don't know if it's because I'm a wizard and I basically get no bonus action, so using my action means that I do nothing that turn. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I thought it should be a bonus action. But yeah, it's literally I was basically using my turn to summon them. I couldn't do anything else. So I don't know because like I had again like level 6 spells, level 5 spells. I had lots of things. Like the Emperor had what? Like the Emperor had like 150 HP, and I did like 50 damage in a turn on him. The dragon was scary, and that was pretty much the only thing that was scary in that battle.
But I think just like the whole experience of Baldur's Gate from start to finish, just incredible, really.
Yeah. No, for sure. It's just like I agree with a lot of people that Act 3 just felt a bit weaker than the first 2. I don't know if they were rushing, like when a big project, I don't know if they were rushing to finish it, like, oh my god, I'm done with Baldur's Gate, I want to finish writing it, or something.
Yeah.
But like, as we said, like, I don't see why the Emperor betrayed us. Like, we didn't agree on it, but for him to just say, fuck this, fuck Baldur's Gate, I'm supporting the brain, like, I don't understand where that's coming from. Shadowheart just being like, oh yeah, well, I'm leaving, bye. Without any chance of like being like, hello, why? All the other companions, like Astarion was like, you killed Cazador without me. Well, I'll live with it, I guess. Even though it was a hard persuasion check. Karlak, same thing. Like she was pretty mad that we killed Gortash without her, but she was like, she dealt with it pretty much. It was like Shadowheart at the end of Act 2 is like, fuck you, I'm leaving. I was like, what? Okay.
Yeah, it's what religion does to you, though. She was obviously, she's what she strongly believed in, and
Yeah, I mean, you say that. Take Lae'zel. Literally, we just insulted our god in front of her and betrayed everything she believed in.
yeah, I think I think Lae'zel was a bit better thought out with all that because there was more. There were more steps and there were more questions before we told her God to go fuck herself.
Yeah. There was a bit of a
Like,
build
whereas,
to it.
yeah, whereas Shadowheart was like literally just she's not had any questions of her religion or her beliefs until that moment. Whereas Lae'zel was like, I don't believe you. Like, let me see it. And she goes into Tadpole and she shares you share the experience of like and all that with Boss and everything. But I think Lae'zel was just a little bit. We had a few steps beforehand before she.
Yeah, well, yeah,
could make a
Shadowheart felt
decision.
very sudden that this whole thing happened.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it feels bad to lose like 2 companions. Even though we couldn't do their quest, it feels bad to lose 2 companions along the game. For things that were pretty much out of our control. Because like,
Yeah.
even Alcid, I'm not sure we would have been able to help Alcid unless we actually brought him with us in the party. I'm not quite sure we would have been able to help him. And same thing with Shadowheart, like unless we brought Shadowheart with us to free Alien, I'm not sure we could have done anything to prevent her from leaving. So that feels a bit like the game is punishing you for playing in multiplayer pretty much.
Yeah.
Whereas like the other companions are like, well, I'll deal with it.
I know, that's great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed the journey and the adventure.
I do hope that we get to play our little characters again at some point.
Yeah, we'll bring them out. We're gonna go for a long sleep in the tavern now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going back to my pile of books that I found, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Actually, what do you think your character would have done in those 6 months? Because, you know, the game kind of forces you backstory a bit on what you've been doing. But what do you think your character would have been doing during those 6 months after? Because I do think that Castian actually probably would have gone back to the Underdark or something. Probably. Now that he has gained a lot of power and a lot of allies and everything. I guess he would probably have gone back to the Underdark. Back to his original quests of trying to find a way to freeze people. I don't know, 6 months is also a very short time, especially when you're next to a town that was entirely destroyed in a battle. So I'm not sure. Maybe he stayed in Hell. Maybe he went back to the Underdark. I can't quite decide what I want him to be doing during those 6 months.
I'm gonna say Brooke, being a more animal than human, probably went off searching for the missing owlbear cub to see if it was okay.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. What about you, Genzira, Morphos?
I'm letting Morphos go first this time.
Yeah. I probably would have just like helped around Baldur's Gate to rebuild, and generally take up kind of a bit, make the most of like the break in fighting and just to lead a bit of a chilled existence for the 6 months, just helping with construction and building and.
As long as you don't end up in the Templarian prison like Minsk.
Oh no, I mean they could try, but I hit pretty hard and I'm pretty tanky, so
just a chug or two on the Colossus potions.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as I got my elixir of cloud strength, giant strength. Good luck with them trying to contain me. But yeah, I probably would have just helped Baldur's Gate rebuild and help people if they needed to like support or whatever, and just lead a bit more of a chilled existence from the fight. Less
adventuring and more staying in the same spot.
Yeah, but with an idea to. Because I'd get bored after that amount of time just doing that, so I'd go off on my adventures across Faerun, I think.
Yeah, I mean, our quest was relatively short in the grand scheme of things. Would be hard to count in days, I guess, because first of all, we don't know how long the travel time is between the swamp and between Baldur's Gate and between like the Goblin Camp and the Shadowland and everything. But also, I don't know how many long rests we did. I feel like we haven't done that many. Let's assume that we did at least one long rest per stream. That's 22 sessions. So that's 22 days. Potentially everything in the game happened within the span of a month, pretty much, max. It feels like a very long time still.
Yeah, I don't think it was quick in any sense.
Like in comparison, like let's say that we took us a month to do all this. In comparison to the 6 months that elapsed after the battle, that's pretty long time to stay idle. That's for sure. Yeah. Well, Genzira, what about you? What have you been up to in those 6 months?
Well, between wooing Astarion and Karlach,
have you been chasing Astarion in the night? In the streets of Baldur's Gate?
Oh, maybe. But between that, I would have been sitting on an egg, hoping to incubate a Githyanki child.
Oh, I forgot about the egg.
Baby Chen Chen! Justice for baby Chen Chen!
have told the Githyankis before they left. Maybe they could have given you a few pointers.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe you could also gone back to the Order, because they clearly had an idea on how to hatch that egg, so... You know, Malone and I forgot the name of the Hobgoblin. Those two, they were cool.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Baby Chen Chen is a thing. Is Baby Chen Chen canon? Did she hatch? Do you think she would have hatched in those 6 months?
I don't know. I would like for it to happen, but also I think it would be funny if it didn't. I'd just have been sitting on this egg for like 6 months, pretty much solidly, just kind of like wooing Astarion from my window whenever he passed at night.
Refusing to accept that it might never hatch.
Yeah. I want this child.
Just thinking like, it's a child, it probably take 9 months or something. Just sitting on it.
Yeah, you know, like I might not know. I might just be clinging on to this hope, you know?
Well, that's great. And the occasional barding, I hope, so you don't lose your touch.
Oh, yeah.
Although you didn't have your
I've
instruments
got
at the
to.
party, so maybe you stopped.
Well, I mean, I've got to earn my keep somehow. So if you hear tunes from a window somewhere in the city, that would probably be me sitting on my egg.
Oh, well, that's great. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see where the next adventures take us. I do believe that we'll see at some point or the other 1 or more follow-up adventures.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'd be down for more than one, to be honest, but I also realize that it's a lot of work. So who knows? Although, again, they won Game of the Year multiple times at multiple awards.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We want more. We want more.
I imagine if they did like two DLCs.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Maybe not 80 hours long DLC, but you know, even 10, I'll take 10 hours. I'll take 10, 15 hours more Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I would say that anyone who enjoyed Baldur's Gate should play Dragon Age.
Oh
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
Dragon
it's
Age is
very similar
great.
vibes.
Very Divinity, people who haven't done Divinity. go
Yeah,
to
Divinity as well.
Yeah.
It's probably feel very similar to Baldur's Gate. Although maybe it's harder, maybe. Because the mechanics are a bit different. It's less D&D and
More like
and
elements.
Yeah, Dragon Age is also a great one, especially if you enjoy the customization aspect, the romance aspect. Dragon Age is definitely way more into that than Divinity. Well, on that good note, I guess we're going to enjoy your time at the tavern, enjoy your last party.
Yeah. Last nap.
Yeah.
The last nap, the last long rest.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll be back. Maybe.
Hopefully.
It's up to the gods and to fate, as Wizard likes to put it. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Yeah, thank you.
Good night.